This week's episode is brought to you by Crown Haven Wealth Advisors, your retirement reimagined. Coming up today on RetireSHIELD TV.
We've saved in 401ks, IRAs, brokerage accounts, and we're going to have to create income from that because people look at pensions and Social Security and they know that that's not going to cut the mustard. Do we want to create income from something that is inherently volatile and unsafe, for which we are being charged a fee to have somebody manage it for us? Or do we want to use a tool that is explicitly designed to create income in retirement? Our mission is to ensure that our clients worry less about their money and spend more time enjoying their lives. Our vision is to be the last advisor you ever need. Our core values, we're going to act with integrity. We respect our unique position to impact your lives. Every plan is going to be personalized. We're going to under-promise and over-deliver. There's a reason that these are the guiding ethos that we operate within.
Knowing people and building trust. Get on the right path to achieve your retirement goals with Casey Marx and the team at Crown Haven Wealth Advisors. Understand the process and challenges of retirement planning. Discover the keys to a successful retirement.
Hello and welcome to RetireSHIELD TV. I'm consumer advocate Morgan Patrick, and as always, I am joined by the founder and CEO of Crown Haven Wealth Advisors and creator of the RetireSHIELD process, Casey Marx. Casey is not only the author of Baby Boomer Retirement Bootcamp, he is also a retirement income certified professional as well as a certified financial fiduciary. It is good to see you, Casey.
Good to be with you, Morgan.
So today, Casey and I will be discussing secure income planning. So Casey, let's get into this. What is secure income planning and why is it so very important to retirement?
Well, the question at a very fundamental basis that we need to be asking ourselves in retirement is, do we want income or do we want if-come? And if-come is income that we can't rely on. It's quite literally a probability-based, we hope our money is going to be there when we need it. So the foundational concept of how we approach retirement planning at Crown Haven, the first step in our RetireSHIELD process is secure income planning. So what is secure income planning? That's the first question we have to ask ourselves. Well, when we're working, when we're employed, assuming that our employment is secure, we have a secure source of income. We can base our entire lifestyle off of that, right? And we typically will budget. We'll figure out if we're doing a good job, we'll budget, right? We'll figure out kind of what we're able to do. We're going to take care of our basic necessities. Then we're going to have some money left over maybe to save, and then do some things that we want to do, take a family vacation, et cetera, et cetera. Well, the same thing is true in retirement, only most of the financial advice industry is not focused on income planning. But that belies the fact that we still need to have secure income in retirement. So what are the sources of secure income in retirement is the next logical question.
Okay.
Well, pensions are a source of secure income if we're lucky enough to have them.
Gonna say not many left.
Yeah, most people don't have them. Social Security is a source of secure income if it's funded, but we know that, most legislators are talking about cutting that in the near future. So then the question becomes, okay, well, we've saved in 401ks, IRAs, brokerage accounts. We've got, assets strewn about in multiple places, and we're going to have to create income from that because people look at pensions and Social Security and they know that that's not going to cut the mustard.
Right.
So, okay, the fundamental next question is, do we want to create income from something that is inherently volatile and unsafe, for which we are being charged a fee to have somebody manage it for us, or we're spending time and energy managing it ourselves in retirement? Or do we want to use a tool that is explicitly designed to create income in retirement, the same replacement income that we're trying to create from our assets in the first place? 9 out of 10 people that we talk to, once they understand how these tools work, how it changes their life, how it creates a foundational income floor in retirement so that they never have to worry about whether or not they're going to have enough money coming in to maintain their standard of living, are going to choose this tool. And that's called the flooring concept in retirement planning academia. We had Wade Pfau, PhD, on the show recently, and he went into this in great detail. The flooring concept is quite literally creating an income floor that you will never go below so that you know without a shadow of a doubt that you're going to be okay. And It's just practical. If you were to think about how you build a house, what do you do first? You put the foundation down.
Right.
And then you build the structure, but then the first thing you do is you put the flooring in before you put on a second bedroom, right? You're gonna put the foundation down before you add any bells and whistles to it. And that's quite simply because you don't wanna walk into a home and fall through the floor. So that's the same thing that we're doing with secure income planning at Crown Haven. We're ensuring that our clients are going to have a very basic foundation of quality of life in retirement so that they don't have to ever worry about, if they're gonna have enough money to live their life.
Well, when you think about it, Casey, everybody out there that is headed towards retirement, and we all are, uncertain times, volatile stock market,
Yeah.
high inflation.
Yeah.
It's really a roller coaster. People are very, very nervous. So to have surety, to have certainty, to have, a shield.
Yeah.
I mean, that is something that, as you like to say, you see those shoulders drop.
Yeah.
When people start to exhale and go, wow, okay, this is possible.
Yeah, well, and that's the entire reason that we trademarked our process as the RetireSHIELD. And it's not easy to get a trademark on a process, right? You have to go through the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. You have to prove the efficacy of what you're doing. You have to show them that it's unique. The reason we called it the RetireSHIELD is because it's quite literally shielding you from those issues that you just mentioned. It's shielding you from the uncertainty of outcome. It's creating, contrary to that, certainty of outcome. It's guaranteeing the safety of the assets by insuring those assets against losses. It's creating annually compounded growth that is reliable and predictable to then turn into income for you. It is reducing cost on that investment because when there is no risk to manage, there is no fee for risk management, right? So there's all these other benefits to creating a secure income plan, but I think at the very crux of it is just having the secure income in the first place.
Right.
There are all these knock-on effects of it as well. You reduce your cost, etc.
So one of the most intimidating things you can do is sit down and talk about your money.
Yeah.
It makes people nervous.
Yeah.
So how does Crown Haven take that away?
Well, we go through a very specific process with our clients, and the first visit's called a relationship visit, and it's designed, quite frankly, to build a relationship based on trust and shared values with each of our, very important members of the community that come in and choose to take that step, because it's not easy. Like you just said, it's not easy to walk into a firm and begin to talk about what amounts to be, your largest asset and hope that that firm or those human beings that are there are going to act in your best interest. So what the relationship visit is it's designed to understand who you are, but it's also to tell you and show you who we are and why we care, and our mission and our vision and our core values. Like, our mission is to ensure that our clients worry less about their money and spend more time enjoying their lives. Our vision is to be the last advisor you ever need. Our core values, we're going to act with integrity. We respect our unique position to impact your lives. Every plan is going to be personalized. We treat you like family. We're going to underpromise and overdeliver. There's a reason that these are the guiding ethos that we operate within. We show you that we're independent. We show you that we're fiduciary. We show you that we're retirement income certified professionals. We go through all of these things so that people can feel comfortable knowing that not only are they talking to credible people, but also that those credible people want to listen to them and want to build a plan for them. Because that's why we're here in the first place. Crown Haven wouldn't exist without you guys. Like, without the clients, there'd be no need for me. I just happen to have a particular set of skills and understanding about how to do this properly that I find great fulfillment in sharing with other people. But without the clients, we're gone. So it's very enjoyable to do that on a daily basis.
Well, we're about to take a quick break, but if you want your very own personalized RetireSHIELD plan or a free copy of Casey's book, again, Baby Boomer Retirement Boot Camp, make sure to call the number that's on your screen right now and talk with one of our representatives. You can also visit our website, RetireSHIELD.tv.
Do you know how much you're paying in fees or commissions with your current plan or advisor? What about unnecessary risk or future tax implications? Sit down with a fiduciary advisor at Crown Haven that can help you understand important concepts and so you can make the best decisions for yourself moving forward. We may even be able to answer questions you didn't even know needed to be asked. Take advantage of our complimentary portfolio diagnostic by calling Casey and his team of fiduciary advisors at Crown Haven today.
Hello and welcome back to RetireSHIELD TV. I'm consumer advocate Morgan Patrick, and as always I am joined by the founder and CEO of Crown Haven Wealth Advisors and creator of the RetireSHIELD process, Casey Marx. Casey is a retirement income certified professional as well as a certified financial fiduciary. Now, before the break, Casey, and we were explaining exactly what secure income planning is and why not having it may have a detrimental impact on your retirement. So that's why secure income planning is one of the core components of RetireSHIELD and the plan. So this is what you deliver to each and every one of your clients.
Yeah, and the reason that it's so crucial is because without secure income in retirement, you're not particularly concerned about taxes. If a healthcare emergency comes up and you don't have the money to pay for it, you're in big trouble. So secure income planning is the foundational cornerstone for which everything else is built upon. So when we talk about how it affects people's lives in a positive way, just think about right now. If you're working currently, and you have secure employment, it allows you all sorts of freedom. It allows you to be able to go out to the movies. It allows you to take a vacation every once in a while. It allows you to take your spouse out to dinner. It allows you to do all the things that you like to do, which makes life worthwhile. It allows you maybe to give to a church or an organization that you care about. Well, in retirement, the sources of secure income that we have are Social Security, if it's there, and a pension, if it's there. So now where you're going to use our assets to try to replace the income that we had while employed. And then we have a fundamental question to ask. Are we going to do it from something at risk, or are we going to do it from something that is guaranteed to be safe? We use a tool that's guaranteed to be safe. So now, what does that do for you on a human level? Mm-hmm. It gives you that same freedom of movement. If you have the ability, if you have the clarity of knowing that your plan is set up to provide you more than enough income for your basic needs and enough money to do the things that you want to do, and that's on autopilot, then the next time the market drops, guess who's not worried about it? You're not worried about it. The next time geopolitical risks come up, at least as it relates to your finances, you're not worried about it. The next time monetary policy shifts, interest rates rise, are you concerned? No, you're okay. You've got your plan set up. It's fine. You can still go on out and go to the movies. You can still take your vacation. If something were to arise, a black swan event in your own life, something that's unexpected, the unknown, which is also something that we have to plan for as well, and it's a bad thing that occurs, guess what? You're gonna be okay because we've planned for that. So it allows you the ability to live your life and enjoy all the good times, and also know that if things were to happen that aren't particularly wonderful, you're going to be protected as well. And on a human level, and this is, one of the most beautiful things about being able to do this for such a long period of time with clients from all across the country, is to be able to understand this very simple truth. We're all basically the same in terms of what we want out of retirement. And what I mean by that is everybody is looking for the absence of stress. And if you can create an absence of stress for yourself, it allows you to pursue your version of happiness, whatever that means to you. And so what secure income planning does is it eliminates the stress of not only the now, how do I solve for this, but all of the future nows that exist whenever something else breaks in the world around you and you're having to worry about how do I solve for this now. Because I've never met anybody that wants to try to figure it out 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4
Right.
times, 10 times, 20 times, that causes additional stress.
You love doing this.
I do.
And I mean, I love the phrase, it's going to be okay. And I know that people come into you, they sit down across from you and your team, and they're just a bundle of nerves. They're absolutely worried.
Yeah.
But what's that reaction like for you when you can say, you're going to be okay?
It's an incredibly emotional experience. Like, I think it's an understatement to say that I love doing this. I love the fulfillment that it gives me as a result of providing value to other people. And the best experiences are folks that come in and they are scared to death, and you provide them a solution, and then that fear that is palpable that you can see. And this, by the way, is not, you know, people might be thinking in their heads of imagining some type of human. These are folks that have a decent amount of money, and they're still concerned, right? Because it's all relative. And then to be able to see the shoulders drop, to be able to see the mannerisms change, the facial expressions change. There's confidence. I'm throwing an anniversary party for a client of mine that's been married for 50 years.
Wow, congrats.
Yeah, it's huge. For 50 years in May. And he's been a client of ours for 7 years, and I've been watching him just meander around, do whatever he'd like to do. And he's got multiple grandchildren, and it's just like, all of this stuff, think about what's happened over the last 7 years.
Sure, you're almost like a proud parent.
We've had a global pandemic.
Yep.
We'd have monetary policy completely unravel in front of itself. We've had more political divisiveness than we've ever seen in our country's history, maybe in relation to like the Civil War or the 60s. We've seen all of this happen, and here's my client, fine, happy, okay.
Doing his thing.
Doing his thing, doing well. And here we are at our offices with my team, who's a fantastic team of people. We're getting ready to throw a 50th anniversary party for him. And when I show up to that, I'm just gonna say, hey, this is a wonderful man. Yeah. You know, and that's all I'm gonna do. This is a wonderful man, proud to be a part of his life.
So it starts out with that relationship. I mean, you have to have that first meeting.
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, we've got to take a really quick break, but before we do, we need to tell you about what you can do. We want to remind you that you can join thousands of Hoosiers that have already shielded their retirement with a personalized RetireSHIELD plan. Our lines are always open, so call this number that's on your screen right now to talk with one of our representatives. You can also go to the website, RetireSHIELD.tv, for your own personalized RetireSHIELD plan or a free copy of Casey's book, Baby Boomer Retirement Boot Camp.
You deserve a secure, independent retirement. A retirement that is prepared to handle pitfalls like inflation, health emergencies, stock market volatility, and taxation. You've worked hard for your money, and the team at Crown Haven will work just as hard. Take advantage of your complimentary relationship visit by calling Casey Marx and the team at Crown Haven today.
Hello, and welcome back to RetireSHIELD TV. I'm consumer advocate Morgan Patrick, and as always, I am joined by the founder and CEO of Crown Haven Wealth Advisors and creator of the RetireSHIELD process, Casey Marx. Now, Casey is a retirement income certified professional as well as a certified financial fiduciary. Today, Casey has emphasized the importance of secure income planning in retirement and the potential consequences of not having it. And that's why RetireSHIELD, the plan, incorporates this key component to provide a secure retirement for his clients.
Yeah, and really the reason that we do it this way is because without secure income in retirement, we quite literally have nothing else. So our RetireSHIELD process and how we approach it for our clients is both the scope of work that we cover and the path we take in order to cover that scope of work. So to quickly outline that for folks, the scope of work is not just secure income planning. It's the first step because, again, without it, we don't have anything else. But past that, we then get into our cohesive investment management, which is ensuring that the 3 buckets of money are set up properly. So we want to make sure we have enough for emergencies, liquidity, in other words. We want to make sure that secure income plan is set up properly. Then we want to make sure that we have enough funds that are going to be outpacing inflation for us. As you can probably imagine, once that is set up, the secure income plan and the cohesive investment strategy, we're able to relax a little bit. We know that the next time the market drops, our clients are going to be okay.
Right.
We know that if inflation is higher than average, our clients are going to be okay. We know that we've reduced their risk significantly, their costs significantly. We know that tax implications are going to be handled. So our clients feel comfortable as well. That allows us then to focus on additional areas, which most advisory firms don't. So the next step is advanced tax planning. Okay. And really, we look for opportunities to minimize your taxes on your investments and maximize your after-tax return, which is the most important return. Most people are saving in tax-deferred accounts, like IRAs, 401ks, things of that nature. Well, that's fantastic. You get a tax deduction as you're saving in those. But bang, as soon as you hit retirement, that's going to be considered income. Right. And most people have been doing this under the presumption that when they retire, they're going to be in a lower tax bracket. That doesn't work if all of a sudden the modern monetary theory explodes in front of our eyes at the precise moment that we're getting ready to retire.
Sure. And
taxes go up. So how do we legally and ethically reduce your tax obligation? There are ways to go about that. We discuss all of those in great detail with our clients. Roth conversion strategies, tax loss harvesting, intelligent withdrawal sourcing, a bunch of things that I don't have time to get into right now, but we go through with every single client in a very customized way. Once we've looked at taxes, we then get into long-term healthcare planning, which is like the 5,000-pound gorilla in the room. Nobody wants to talk about it.
Nobody.
Well, here are the facts, though. Here's the statistical fact. If you and a spouse both reach the age of 65, there's over a 70% chance that one of you is going to need some type of care.
That's true.
And that could be home health care, that could be nursing home care, that could be long-term health care, that could be an age-related expense. Somebody needs to come over and help you, get the leaves out of the gutters, or whatever. So our worst case scenario at our firm is we want your money to be creditor protected so that if you have a healthcare emergency, whoever the creditor is isn't going to ransack your retirement funds. Our best case scenario is that you're going to have a plan that's been cost neutral, you haven't had to come out of pocket for, and your standard of care is what you deserve from a basic human decency standpoint, and at the same time you're not worried about your spouse's or your loved one's standard of living while you're getting that care. Once we've handled that, we then begin to look at legacy and estate planning. And this is a huge one because we have clients where, God love them, they love their children.
Right.
But people with multiple children, these are the typical, kind of archetypes that we see in children. There's one child that wants to save the world. There's another child that as soon as mom and dad pass away, they're going to go buy a Lamborghini. There's another child that they might be worried about the spouse a little bit and they're not quite sure. So in other words, you have intentions for your assets. We want to make sure that those intentions are put down properly. Right? And then we want to make sure that there's asset protection measures that are put in place to ensure that those intentions are met. So what do these things look like? Well, from a tax perspective, we're looking at lots of ways to minimize your taxes on the investment side, but then we're coordinating and quarterbacking the relationships with certified public accountants. If you have one, fantastic, we can work with them. If you don't, we have a group of CPAs that we've already vetted, and we work alongside them. When it comes to estate planning attorneys, same thing. If you have one, fantastic. If you don't, we have them as well. So this is an all-in-one package where we systematically go through all of the necessary needs for people to have a bulletproof retirement strategy. And that's not even getting into benefits decisions, Medicare help, supplement policies, all of those types of things. So this is a one-stop shop. And the process that we go through in order to handle it is very streamlined as well because, there's a reason that people feel like they're drinking out of a fire hose when they try to figure this stuff out on their own, right?
Absolutely.
So how we've designed the process is we first have a relationship visit. And this is where we get to understand who you are and what matters to you. There are things on an academic level that we understand are super important, all the things I just mentioned. But none of that matters if we don't understand how they relate to your life. So we need to understand what you're trying to accomplish, what you care about, what you enjoy doing, why you enjoy doing those things, what the particular use cases of your money mean to you. All of those things are not only taken into consideration, but that's literally how the plan is built. Once we have that information, we then cross-check your current portfolio and we do in-depth stress testing on that portfolio. We look for opportunities to reduce taxes, et cetera, expenses that exist for your current investments. This is the sum total of our diagnostic that I'm describing here to determine where the threats exist and where the opportunities lie for improvement. And the barometer of success is what you want out of your retirement, right? And then once we've done that, then we deliver a customized RetireSHIELD plan to you. So we've said, okay, this is what we want. This is what I want my life to look like. This is what I currently have. This is how it supports what I want or is in direct opposition to what I want.
Got it.
Here's how I solve it. Here's how we do that. Then acting in an independent way with access to the entire toolbox from a fiduciary capacity, operating in our client's best interests, we then deliver that plan. If a client chooses that they want to implement it, fantastic. We implement it. If a client chooses that they don't want to implement it, then we part as friends. And all of that work that we've just done has been free to them. So that's essentially the scope of work and how we go about covering it.
Puzzle pieces, we talk about it all the time. You know, everybody's going to be different. It's going to be a unique situation, and your plan needs to be just as custom. Your puzzle pieces are going to be different than anybody else's.
Yeah.
But putting that puzzle together, that's planning, folks.
Yeah, and it's much different than investment management. It's significantly different than financial advising. So financial advising can sometimes try to incorporate retirement planning, but retirement planning always incorporates investment management. It always incorporates secure income planning. It always incorporates looking at taxation. It always incorporates looking at healthcare, because those are all the super important areas that need to be planned for. And so what we've done with our RetireSHIELD is we've trademarked that process to ensure that all of those areas are handled in a very systematic way that lead you, the client, down that path with relative ease, where you understand what we're talking about, why we're talking about it, and how we're solving those issues for you.
Ease of mind. We talk about it every week on the show, and you can get you some right now. We are fresh out of time today. We're going to be back next week, but if you are looking for that peace of mind, that ease of mind in your retirement, well, don't wait any longer. Our lines are open. They're open 24/7. Call the number that's on your screen right now, or you can visit RetireSHIELD.tv for your free copy of Casey's book, Baby Boomer Retirement Boot Camp, or to have that personalized RetireSHIELD plan created for you by Casey and his amazing team of financial advisors.